Okay, so here we have the vacuum sealed steel cozy, and not even going to try to pronounce the name of that company because they just threw a bunch of letters together. But what this is, it is first of all, let me show you the rings here. There's three different rings in here, so it'll hold like three different sizes actually. So like the narrower ones will stop this right here. There's a little bit of a taller one that it has a note that it can use too, a thin, taller one. And then also has this right here. And so what it does is, you have a cold drink, drop it in here, and it keeps this. What it is it's exactly like these little cups here that you have. Have it has a vacuum in between these two sides. What the vacuum does is it prevents heat because heat doesn't go through a vacuum. So that's how those started being created, and so it's essentially one of those. It's almost like putting one of these in there, but it's a lot longer, so it keeps it cold for longer. But yeah, well, let's mess around with it. I also realized something interesting. Because of the way the bottom is, you can put some crushed ice in here, and especially with something like this, there's a little bit of room on here. I would, if you put some crushed ice in there with a little bit of salt on the ice, what salt does for ice is it'll cause it to melt at a temperature lower than freezing. That's how we used to make ice cream in the old days. We'd use a hand crank, and it would be spinning around. You have a salt and ice around it. You just crank it around till it would freeze the ice. So it'd be colder than freezing. That shows how old I am. But it also has, I guess on the recommendation, it says you can use it as its own mug even. But yeah, boom. So with this one, so yeah, I recommend just a little bit of other water liquid in there so we can hold it. Yeah, then you drop on. There you go, boom. Holds on to it. And I think it's probably pretty watertight. But yeah, it keeps it colder for longer. If you put water in these, it'll probably keep it much, much longer even. And that's how they work. They're just real simple. And I'm going to play around with the ice a bit, but it's a really good idea because otherwise, I mean, it could get cooler if you took these and you poured it into one of the special bottles, that you have the sealed cap on that you have less surface area. But if you're just out there and on a barbecue, something like that, you just drop it in there and there you go. So hope this is helpful. Yeah, thanks. Have a good day.